Hey there, this is Ranjit, and welcome to the first ever Tech Weekly vlog. And this is going to be a very different kind of a show. I posted about this just last week, and I would say 97% of you guys said that I should do this. So we're going to do this, and this is going to be a very different show. This is about what I feel about the technology and what is going on in a week, and I'll talk about it. And I've divided this show, and it'll go something like this. First, I'll talk about the news events this week, a brief. I don't want to make the entire show about what is happening this week, but that's going to be a brief. That will start with that. The second topic that will take, and I think so that will be the main highlighting factor about this weekly vlog, is the issues and my opinion about specific technology. It might be a kind of a rant, or how that technology can be improved or something like that. I'll take up that every week. And third will be one app that I feel is useful. I'll talk about that app. And lastly, one device or gadget that I really like, and I'll show that on the show. So this is how the show will be divided as of now. 4 topics. So let's start this first weekly vlog, and we'll start with the news events. And the first thing I felt was Micromax has now introduced Windows Phone. These are like affordable Windows phones. The basic version starts for about 6,500, and they have also launched one more variant that's around 9,500. So what do you guys think about Windows Phone by Micromax? Yes, now what do you say? This Microsoft has made this Windows Phone OS free if the screen size is below 9 inches. Hence, we are seeing these low-cost manufacturers like Micromax making these devices. So what do you guys think about it? Because I felt the pricing for the lower-end model should have been a lot more aggressive, in my opinion, because it is priced around 6,500 or so. But definitely you can still get the Nokia Lumia 525 that is made by Nokia for about 7,500. So do you think this will catch on? Because personally, I feel that yes, though Micromax can deliver at lower price points, but the pricing difference is not that much. And definitely in terms of the hardware quality and after sale service, Nokia is better. So I'm a little bit dicey. What do you guys think about it? Will this cheap phones by Micromax, that is Windows Phone, will be a big hit? Or do you think consumers will still opt for Nokia because that's much more reliable? Next is Google I/O is going to come up. That is on June 25th and 26th of this month. And we're going to see, this is kind of a rumor, and I'm hoping that we'll see some smartwatches, one by LG, and even Samsung has hinted that they'll release a variant of Galaxy Gear that works on this Google Wear. So we'll definitely see that. Also, rumors are pointing to a new Nexus tablet, so we might see that. And I'm hoping that we might see, as it's a developer conference, we might see the next version of Android. So what do you think? I'm like a little bit confused. Will it, the next version of Android, if it is released, will it be 4.5, or it will be the next major version like Android 5? And again, if it's Android version 5, I would like to see some improvements, and I'll talk about that a bit later. Let's move to the next item, that is Nokia Z launcher. Nokia, yes, as you might have known, Nokia is now taken over by Microsoft, but not this division. This is specifically the software division by Nokia, and this is independent of Microsoft. And they just this week released the Z launcher for Android phone. This is a launcher that works on Android phones, on most of the popular Android phones, and it's actually, this is the entire home screen. And actually I have made a separate video about it. You can just check out that video for more info. So interesting to look at Nokia is getting interested with Android. Next, I won't cover this a lot. Amazon has launched that Fire phone. We were hearing a lot of rumors about it, but the unsubsidized price is pretty high, about $650. It's a 4.7-inch screen, and it's based on the Snapdragon 800 processor, 2 gigs of RAM. But the striking thing is that it total has about 6 cameras, one rear facing camera, and actually 5 cameras on the front, and it uses those cameras for depth perception and 3D effects. Apart from that, I don't know that 3D effects or whatever, how practical they will be, but I feel that it has one unique feature. You just press one button and any object, just place it in front of it, it scans and just gives you details about it. And if it's available on Amazon, you can directly buy it. So, but again, no, it's only available in US as of now. I don't think so it's going to be officially available in India. And now let's move to the topic about some of my rants and opinion about the general technology. And this week I want to take up about Android, and this is the question that I get a lot. If you have recently moved to Android, specifically KitKat, Google has restricted the amount of apps that you can move, or the files even, to the SD card. And this I feel is going not that great, because many of the mid-tier devices which are pretty popular just come with about 8 GB of internal storage, out of which roughly you get about 4 to 5 GB. And these devices do have a micro SD card slot, but the issue is that you just can't move all the apps and games to the SD card. And this is a big complaint by a lot of you guys, and I do understand that. And Google is pretty reluctant. Yes, I can understand their logic of not allowing apps, etc., to directly be installed on the SD card, because if a user just yanks out the SD card, then the system might become unstable. And also SD cards are slower compared to internal storage. But I feel Google can implement this, and they should do it, because that way even the mid-tier devices that do not have a lot of internal storage can install a lot more games and apps. For example, let's take the case of Desire 816, which has about 8 GB of internals. The phone is pretty decent and powerful, but out of that you just get about 4 odd GB of available storage. And recently just I got some emails from the users that though it could play a lot of games, they couldn't install more than 2 games, and the games were not movable to the SD card. So I would say that whenever Google releases the next major version of Android, they should make the moving of apps and the game data, etc., to the SD card a lot more easier. For example, let's just take the case of this Windows 8.1. Prior to this 8.1, yes, even Windows Phone did not allow moving the games data or apps directly to the SD card, but they have beautifully implemented this on Windows 8.1. This is Lumia 630 that I'm using, and I have a 8 GB SD card, and I would say 90% of the games and apps are now being installed directly on the SD card. You just have an option in the settings where you can set the preferred location. So I would definitely like to see something like this being done on Android. What do you think about it? Do let me know in the comments. And second, and I feel that this is important because many of these Android manufacturers are just gouging the customers with their mid-tier devices having limited internal storage. The sad thing is that if you want higher internal storage like 16 GB or even 32, you have to go for the high-end smartphones. With mid-tier, they are limiting their devices with internal storage. So it will be a big boost if Google allows direct install of apps to the SD card. Second rant that I have is, now we are going to see a lot of flagship devices by Android manufacturers releasing one more variant of their device. For example, soon we might see the Galaxy S5 Prime and even the LG G3 Prime. We know that the Galaxy S5 was just launched about in April, and now after just about 3-4 months we are going to see a new version of it, of Prime. Supposedly it will have a QHD screen and the new processor, that is the Snapdragon 805. So what do you guys think about it, having just after launching a premium product or a flagship product, and just after 4 or 5 months you have one more variant? What do you guys think about it? Do you think it's a good move or it's a bad move? In my personal opinion, I would say it's not that great move, because I feel that these manufacturers are already, let's take the example of Samsung. They already have multiple flagships like the Galaxy S range, that is S5. Now they will have the Note 4. Now they'll even have, if they launch this S5 Prime, etc. And I feel that these manufacturers, instead of doing this, they should just launch one flagship product and put a lot of effort in that to make that really good. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think about it? Now, moving to the next section is one of the apps that I really use and I really like. And this is called AC Display. I've already actually earlier made a video about it. And this app is really useful. For example, you don't even have to, for general example, if you get a notification or WhatsApp, whatever, generally you have to unlock your phone, open it from the drop down menu. For example, let me unlock this device. See the notification, but using this AC Display, you can just when you get a notification, it just comes here for a couple of seconds, a box. You just tap on that and you're able to read that notification. So this is one useful app that I've actually used on almost all of my Android devices. The only con of AC Display is that as of now it's only available for KitKat devices. Again, I do not review a lot of apps, and here I would like your input. And if you know some great apps, do let me know in the comment section, or you can also email me at geekyranjit@gmail.com, and I'll test those apps, and if I like it, I'll try to include them in my next session. And now coming to the last section is one device or gadget that I really like. And this is a physical device. This is the headphones that I really like. These are the Grado Prestige series SR60i. These are audiophile gear headphones, and the quality of sound that you can get from this is just amazing. These are audiophile things, guys. Yes, in terms of looks, I would say they do not look that great, but in terms of sound, they just blew me out. If you compare it to other known brands, for example, I won't get into detail, like Candies, the Sonys, the Logitech, etc., they sound like crap. Once you listen to this, it's just amazing. And sadly, these are not officially sold in India. I got it as a gift from my friend on my birthday about a month back, and I just love this. And I have shown this to some of the people who have come around, my friends and relatives, and when they heard it, everyone said, just wow. So again, for audiophile headphones, these are not very expensive. Audiophile gears are very expensive, actually. These are sold in US. Their website is gradolabs.com. You can check that out, and I think so it's for around $80 or so. It's not officially, I don't think so these are officially sold in India, but on Snapdeal I just type Grado and I could find some listings for this, and there the pricing was for around 7,500 or so. So that brings me to this end of this first weekly vlog. Do let me know how do you feel. Is this show, is this great, or what changes would you like to see on this show? I'll be posting the show again on Saturday or Sunday, does not decide yet. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.